We are in the hunt for comeback success in our show today. Let's bring in Charles Moon of Prosper Trading Academy. And Charles, what sectors or stocks do you see making a comeback going into the end of the year, perhaps?
It's funny to mention this because I kind of figured this sector was left to kind of die off, but it's the Bitcoin sector, and most notably, it's the stock OSTK, Overstock. This is one of those sympathy plays. It has ties to e-commerce, of course. It has ties to crypto. There's been a lot of love for this sector itself. There's been a lot of love for this particular name, OSTK. And you could even throw in Square Inc. SQ, obviously has ties to Bitcoin directly. And Square Inc. has been one of the best performers since the market bottomed out there in late March, early April, and started to come back. So it just seems like there's a huge demand that's been flooding into crypto, and these names are really just moving in sympathy, and you could just absolutely see the investor sentiment is really bullish at the moment.
Fair warning, Bitcoin giveth and Bitcoin taketh away.
It's not without risk, of course, especially if you're buying at what I would feel very overextended levels. You just have to be patient, but patience will pay off in these names. The trend is really strong. Just look for the deeper pullbacks at concentrated price levels of interest. For me, OSTK right around that $70 price. If it actually comes back to 60, it's a must in my opinion. What I've noticed is that there's been a really concentrated amount of interest at those evens marks that are centered around like 70 even, 60 even. Recently, it's 80 even and 90 even. And, who knows? If it gets above 100, I would expect them to capture 100 and use that as a catapult to extend it on up. And it's been kind of that same way with SQ. The demand has been insatiable. So I actually love the upside in this sector still, even at these levels.
What do you think is behind the moves in Bitcoin? There are those big pop-ups and dramatic drops.
Recently, it's funny to say this, but and I certainly don't want to kind of put it into that light, but the stimulus didn't really help the economy as much as it really helped the overall stock market. There was a huge amount of people opening up accounts across brokerages slowly and shortly after the first initial stimulus was announced. Robinhood had record accounts open. TD Ameritrade, E-Trade is another one. Fidelity was another one. So there's just a lot of money being, regurgitated very short term into the markets.
Well, we love having you on our show. Thank you so much, Charles.
Thank you for having me.
For more Business First AM, check us out on social media. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And go to businessfirstam.com for where to see our show on TV.